What's poppin', everybody? Wolf94. So the other day I finally managed to trade for the last rampardos I needed to try and attempt and make a rampardos fossil deck. I traded as Cynthia for that guy too. Yeah, I was an idiot. But I go and try and build the deck, and I did manage to make one. Of course it sucked. But even when I was building it, I was so discouraged and feeling, what a pain in the ass it is to build a fossil deck of any kind, either rampardos, whatever. He's supposed to be the best one, but we'll get into that later. It seems like if there's one thing I can count on that's always going to be bad, it's the fossil Pokemon, because unlike other things, they've been consistently since the beginning crap. Like their insistence on doing these sort of gimmicks and not letting them function as normal Pokemon, it just always seems they're gonna be bad. And actually, since I mentioned Rampardos, even when you do get them out, even with all the gimmicks, they've never been really that amazing of a Pokemon. Like you'd think for all the trouble you'd go through to get them out, but Rampardos has like 150 HP. That's like as much as regular stage 2 Pokemon have. Like, think about all the pain in the ass to get that guy out, just to have 20 more HP than Buzzwole. The attack is kind of good, but once again, it's not really that worth it. Doing 1 for 120 if your opponent's Pokemon is an evolution Pokemon. There's other Pokemon that can do similar things, just do a lot of damage for 1 or 2 energies. So it's bad enough it's a pain in the ass to get them out. They're not even that good. Yeah, I don't understand why they keep doing that. Before, with the black and white, the 5th generation era, they did the whole restoration thing where you use the trainer card and you reveal the fossil. And if it's the 7 bottom cards and you find the Pokemon, you get to play it. That was dumb. Now, ironically, it does kind of make a little bit of sense when it comes to the fossil aspect. You kind of look at the bottom. It's a trainer that you look at the bottom of the deck, kind of like you're looking underground for the fossil. But they should have made it reveal 15 or 20 for that to be worth it. 6th gen, they basically kept the same shit, but they introduced the fossil researcher. That was basically a half-assed version of a Bridget. Basically, you get the 2 restored Pokemon. You could basically get the Amora or Tyrant. Those were your only options, and play them instantly on the bench. But they needed to be in the deck. If you had them in the hand, that didn't work. You only got 2. That wasn't much, and that was pretty terrible as well. And then this generation, they finally went back to how they used to be, kind of like the DP and the 3rd generation era. Well, since the 4th era actually, where you have the fossil acts like a basic Pokemon, and then it evolves. Now, before they didn't give prizes. This, when you play it down, it does give a prize when it dies, and it still doesn't do shit. It's still not enough, because when you have something like this, it means they don't act like as basic Pokemon. You have to add more basic Pokemon into your deck, otherwise you're gonna give a lot of mulligans to your opponent, give them free cards, and all the other disadvantages. To me, the fossil cards, like let's say a fossil, root fossil, let's say the trainer version of a Lilip, they should have been like searching cards, or actually, if you're thinking it's going to be busted if they're instant searching cards, make them only work from the discard pile, like it's just a stretcher for maybe a fossil, or for X fossil, let's say. Like you play a root fossil, you can grab, let's say, 2 Lilips, make it 2 instead of 1, let's say, so that it's a little better than stretcher if they don't want it to be a searcher. I would have liked if it was just a searcher. Grab X fossil and their basic Pokemon. You can just play them down on the bench. Because if you really think about it, this got me thinking too. Like if it's supposed to be like the games, the Pokemon TCG kind of like the games. Like in the games, we don't even use the fossils to battle. They're not even Pokemon. So the idea of them being basic Pokemon or just acting like Pokemon, you can play them down on the bench. It doesn't even make sense. Like they should have been just regular basic Pokemon. And even they themselves, like they're supposed to be like stage 1s. They've never been impressive. The same stats, give or take. Maybe they have a few unique things about them, the fossil Pokemon, but they've always sucked, and it's really discouraging. It got me thinking as I finally managed to get the Rampardos cards, try and build the deck, and once again, it's ass. It seems like I know that's how it's always been in the TCGs. Not every card is created equal, but with some of the things like fossils, it just seems like they're making sure they can't do shit. And for you guys that might say, well, Archeops from Black and White, it was busted. That Pokemon is not busted. If you get it out as you would a stage 2, by the time you get it out, the lock thing doesn't matter that much. It's strong, but it's not really that much. The problem was Maxi. They should have banned that card. Maxi and Archie, they're cards that should have never been created the way they did. But anyway, that's a topic for a different day. But always, it seems always, fossil Pokemon are bad. Whatever they do, it just doesn't work. You've got the item card that grabs them from the deck. You can grab a fossil from the deck or the discard pile. That's a good card, but still, they're not basic Pokemon. If they're not basic Pokemon, you're already inherently at a disadvantage. You can't open with them during setup. You can't use them as basic Pokemon. It's just basically even worse versions of regular Stage 2 Pokemon. And that's really sad. So this is just my random rant, not really put much thought into it. I just thought I wanted to talk about fossils, and here I am. Managed to get the Rampardos, didn't work out. He was like the best dude since he's attack. He works with one energy at least, but it doesn't work. Not good. If it had like it should have had like one, even if it had like 190 HP, and his attack did like 100, probably still wouldn't have been good. You wouldn't have seen it do anything. But it just goes to show you that they don't want to make them good. I don't understand. But anyways, end rant. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you guys subscribe, leave a like, share this with your friends. Say Bro94, what up?